Today, let's break down the counseling skills of reflection of content and reflection of feeling, both very important skills in counseling. Reflection of content is just as it sounds. It is the counselor reflecting the content of what the client has shared in session. This will be different than reflection of feeling, which it is exactly as it's stated, reflecting the feeling that the feeling or the emotion that the client has either stated or not stated in what they have shared. Reflection of content has a couple of different purposes. One purpose is to confirm that you're understanding the client's story or situation. Another purpose is to help the client hear their own thoughts and to gain insight. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is almost reflect and hold a mirror up to our client so they can hear what do those words actually sound like and what do they mean. It really gives the client an opportunity to reflect on what's going on for them in the moment. And another purpose of reflection of content is to keep the focus on the client's experiences and perspective. An example of reflection of content might sound something like this. The client might say, "Oh, I've been working so much and it's taking away a lot of the time that I would like to spend with my family, and I'm just feeling really overwhelmed." A reflection of content might be the counselor saying, "It sounds like the work that you're doing is really taking away from time with family." Simply just restating the content of what's been shared with me in hopes for the client to continue to reflect on what's coming up for them around this situation. So, whereas reflection of content deals mostly with the facts or the information of the situation, reflection of feeling deals more with the emotion or the underlying feelings that are associated with that situation. So, reflection of feeling is a skill that we can use to help our clients to identify and communicate the emotion behind what they're saying, behind what they're sharing. Clients can often identify the content, but it's much more difficult for them to identify the emotion, which is why we're here to help them with that reflective process. There are a couple of different purposes to the skill of reflection of feeling. First and foremost, what reflection of feeling can do for us and what really it can do for clients is it helps the clients to become more aware of their emotions and then be able to express their emotions. Secondly, it really helps us within the therapeutic relationship to build rapport and empathy with our client. If they understand that we're working hard to understand and interpret how they're feeling, that will help them to feel much safer to open up and be vulnerable with us. And lastly, it really helps to validate the client's emotional experience. Once again, clients will often come to us with content that's concerning to them, but they may struggle a little bit more to identify the emotions that are behind that situation. So, here's an example of what the skill of reflection of feeling might look like in practice. Let's use that similar client response as last time. The, huh, I've just been working so much lately and it's just been overwhelming and it's really taking me away from my family. And I feel like I haven't been a good mom because I haven't been able to tend to my kids. And it's just really starting to get to me. An example of reflection of feeling might be the counselor coming back and saying, "Yeah, it sounds like you're feeling really overwhelmed with the amount of work that you've been doing, and it's felt really draining. And I can hear that it's really feeling conflicting. It's taking away from your time that you would like to be spending with family." Notice in that response, I was able to identify some different emotions that the client might be experiencing there: overwhelmed, drained, conflicted. We really want to work on not only reflecting the emotion that the client's able to identify, but can we help them to dig a little bit deeper to maybe identify some of the nuances of that emotion? Remember, the goal is to help the client to gain more awareness and insight into how they're feeling. So, thanks for joining me today to learn a little bit about the counseling skills of reflection of content and reflection of feeling. I'll see you next time on Therapist Things with Dr. King.